Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Let's go ahead and finish out this spreadsheet. If you've been watching my other videos, I've been showing you how to create the expenses and income for each month and bringing in the mileage. So now that we're all set up for that, let's get our year summary finished out. Our last video, I showed you how to make a budget in QuickBooks. So we're gonna base this off of what I have as an example for my own company. So when you come into your profit and loss, you should have everything that you need as far as your operating expenses. So I already created this to save some time. So the difference that we're going to have from a normal budget is we're going to have our total actuals versus our savings, which is what we've been creating so far in our spreadsheet. And we want to know that difference to make sure that we are saving enough throughout the year to cover our costs. So I replicated exactly what's in here in our budget. I left off the profit because that's just an owner distribution. I like to keep that just as a reference for myself so I know the percentage of what I need to save. But as far as the operating costs, this is what I want to see. So once you've created this, go ahead and use your QuickBooks as a guide. So I know my repairs, I know this says June, we're just going to pretend it's July. But we have our repairs and maintenance, so this is our actuals for that month. So $133.91. And we're just going to do that for the whole spreadsheet. So our fuel, $985.83. LLC expenses, I like to keep it in this category as a legal and professional fee. So if you're not completely sure all of the expenses that are within that category, you can click right in it from your profit and loss. So I know that these two plus these two expenses were for my LLC. I have my registered agent normal costs, and then I have my renewal for my LLC plus the DBA that I set up for this year for my bookkeeping. So I'm just going to put these in manually just as it is. So I'm going to do it equals $995 plus $995. Come back in $306.87. And then the $20.46. And then our last is the CPA. I know I paid my CPA $270. And then of course we want to get the sum of that as our total. We want our gross profit. So we're going to put equals, and this is where we come back into our month tab. And we're taking our gross profit from all of our revenue streams. And of course our net will be the gross minus expenses. And now we have our total number in here. So now let's go ahead and set up our actuals. And we want to do equals sum, and we want the total for the whole year. ahead and drag that down. So we're going to have our totals, and we can even go as far as the total expense, gross profit, and the net income. So those are all good numbers to see. Now our savings, we already did the work for it, so now we're just going to use that in our total year summary. So we have our fuel. This is what we projected as our savings. And since these are all in order already, since we set it up that way, we'll go ahead and drag that down. And that should match what we have in here. Now the difference, of course, we want to know our savings minus our actual. We want to see if our savings is enough to cover our actuals. Alright. And a good way for us to see this is we'll come back, we'll drag this, highlight those numbers, we'll do our format, conditional formatting, and let's make these colored. So if it's greater than 0, we'll keep it at a green. If it's less than 0, we want it red. And if it's just at 0, we want to keep it neutral. And that's a good way for us to track it as the year goes along. It's easy to see. We know if we are staying ahead, and this will help us project what we need to do on the following year if we are falling behind. So that's all we need for that portion of it. And once we have our business set up, and we can even go, I can show you even, let's say, because I use this for a QuickBooks subscription, and you need to add it, maybe in August you decided your business is growing too much and you need a little bit more in QuickBooks. So now you have to pay for that subscription. All you'd have to do, you go into the business that you're using, make sure you keep it in the middle, because that will help you keep all the formulas that you need. You can highlight it and just insert a row, and then you can drag it wherever you need to, and you can just label it subscriptions. And let's say it's $100 a month. You can just go ahead and copy these in. And you can even keep these up all the time. It doesn't really matter. You know it's going to be 100 every month. Now you come back up in your month summary, do the same thing, and I'm going to say equals the sum or subscriptions Now we have that in there. Go ahead and drag this down as well, so you got your percentage. Come back in your year summary and just do the same thing. We'll put this the bottom. Just to keep it in order. You shouldn't have to do this too often, so it shouldn't take too much of your time if you need to add it. So of course, when you do this, it's going to be the sum, and then if you started in August, you only have one to add for now. So that's what we projected, $100. I'm going to come over to our savings. You want to add this in. Now we want our actual. It's 354. We're just going to go ahead and drag these down. See, that's not looking right. Gotcha. You gotta add this in. So we need the sum of that as well. Now that should be alright. Okay, so that's it. If you need to add something, it's pretty quick. So now we're set up through August and the rest of the months. So now that when you want to duplicate it, everything will be right where it should be. Now if we want to bring in our personal budget, that's where we can log into QuickBooks as well. And I will quickly show you what that will look like. And I would recommend, if you're gonna do business and personal, just create another email account and just have a separate type of book just for your personal budget. I think it's just easier. You won't have to worry about things getting messy or intertwined with your business stuff. So we'll go into the standard reports and I'll show you what I have for just in July. So it's already set up for last month, so I have my July. And what I like to do, which has helped quite a bit, is I would number how I wanted to see it. And to do that, you would just come up to your settings, your company settings or account settings if you have a paid subscription. You'll click on the advanced and you'll come into here for the chart of accounts. You want to just turn this on. And you have to show the account numbers. I wish that it would keep them in order if you just had that off, which just shows the number on your profit and loss, but we'll just keep that on. You want to save it. And now when you come into your reports, the numbers will keep it in the order that you want. So when you set up your spreadsheet, you can have it in this exact order. And just the same thing when you're going through and putting it into your spreadsheet, it's all lined up, so you could just go right down the row. You don't have to mess with any time trying to find what you're trying to do. So that's how I decided to set it up. You want to create your budget for your personal, and that way you can have your projected income that you need in your business to pay yourself. And that's where we get our number as a goal. So I feel like that's super important. Make sure you keep track of your personal in here. And I can actually just show you real quick what mine looks like. Just to give you an idea, I will actually adjust my budget so this number changes all the time, because I'm always trying to figure out different ways of adjusting, but this will give you your actuals, and you can figure out the average throughout the months, and then you can actually see what your budget has been throughout the year, and you can use your numbers as well as you're going through it, so that you can say, well, I was spending this much at the beginning of the year, but I need to adjust it to what is more realistic. And this will help you as far as by the time you're getting close to the end of the year, you'll be a lot more dialed in, and you'll have more accurate numbers as you're creating a goal. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, of course, please leave a comment, but I'm going to save this and keep it for you guys to use if you want to just take it and not have to create the whole spreadsheet. But if you made it this far and if you've created it with me, I think this will really help you stay a lot more organized. And I'm going to continue to make more videos, especially in QuickBooks, because there's still a lot that you can do with QuickBooks if you haven't been using it for a lot of things. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.